Alright, so today we're going to be talking about, are you a GT Goku player? You know, this character had his moment in the sun. No longer in the sun right now, right? They're being overshadowed by other characters that are better, but some people still like the character. Are you a GT Goku player? What is the character's archetype role? Before GT Goku was an all-rounder, just like the current Vegito. He had mix, well, okay, the one thing he had above Vegito was mix, right? True mix, high lows, you know, left rights, right? Vegito has that, but he had high lows because he actually has a crouching light. Like, he was probably better than Vegito. Didn't have big normals. I don't know, it's just up for, but that's all we're talking about right now. Okay, he was a hell of a character back in the day. Okay, great stagger pressure, amazing mix-ups, are incredibly easy to do. We had the old Spirit Bomb that gave you 2 seconds to mix up your opponent, or you could combo after. Well, you still can combo after, right? It just doesn't do as much damage as it used to before. Okay, now his support stocks have he was a support character, but he was also I could kind of do anything character, right? Just like Vegito. But GTA was just so potent that you didn't have him in front because you thought to yourself, this assist is so strong, I need it behind me. But now his entire stock has dropped. His character stock, his support stock, everything tanked, okay? The FTX situation all over again. But it's a GT Goku situation. But anyways, when it comes to him, you don't want to play him on Anchor. He's no longer an Anchor character as he once was. He lost what made him an Anchor character. Okay, so that doesn't fit in his archetype. The archetype I would say GT Goku fits is kind of stage control. And you're going to see what I mean by that. You're going to be like, he doesn't have big buttons besides jump powerful and B and 236H. Well, jump powerful and 236H are still pretty good. And so is 214H, you know, the lunge punch and the Rasengan. They're still pretty good in this game, right? Kind of tracking. They nerfed the tracking a little bit. That's besides the point. You know, he's a little weird to play. A little unorthodox, kind of in the same vein as Kid Buu. And if you play GT Goku, you know what I mean, because he's not just jump in and then get the ball rolling. He has more options than that. And of course, traditionally, he is a small character. He's hard to hit, so he has the passive buff of just being annoying to combo and to chase down. Alright, I would say GT Goku has one of the more trickier playing styles because it's not as direct, like I said, as go in and hit buttons and see if it works out, right? The reason I say that, and you're probably thinking, well, what do you mean by that? Is that thanks to reverse Kamehameha, you're basically greased up deaf guy from Family Guy.
You're never gonna catch me.
Okay, and if you don't know who that is, look him up, but you're basically an annoying fly to catch. He's super annoying and difficult to catch if you use all his tools, right? This is unique to him and Zamasu, because Zamasu is another character that really controls the space of the screen very well with fly, slice, teleport, but we'll talk about Zamasu at a later point in time. But he's a good reference to stage control and just being super annoying to catch. You have reverse Kamehameha, right? And this is mad potent because it's multiple movement options that you can stop after one, right? You could stop after the second one, or you could commit to all three, right? You could, and make it rather difficult for your opponent to catch you. You're probably thinking, well, why don't I just super dash you? Let me show you what happens when you try to super dash your opponent when they're reverse Kamehameha. You smack the shit out of them because you're a literal moving hitbox, right? So if you're zooming around and you just smack them, you're literal moving hitbox, right? So super dash is not the end-all be-all answer for this. Even if you were to use assists like Baby B or Janemba A, there's a high chance you're gonna whiff because it tracks where he is at that moment, not so much where he's going to go. So yeah, this adds to just unorthodox screen control and movement options that you don't traditionally have with other characters in this game. Zamasu's pretty close. You know, maybe Vegito EX legging all over the screen, right? But that costs meter. This doesn't. So yeah, if you're someone who likes to have screen positioning and annoying your opponents, GT Goku is definitely for you. Again, archetype kind of in the vein of stage control. very annoying character to deal with. But you force your opponent to make a mistake if you're playing it correctly. Now most people, when they play GT, they don't zoom around like this. And I zoom around like this just to have fun and troll, but it's actually not a bad option. Granted, once you stop, you can't do it again because it all has to be done back to back, so keep that in mind. But he has just so many angles that he could approach with. This might even be safe. Let me see. Is it safe? Yeah, because if you hit, you can jump away, right? And then you still have other options. You could Rasengan in. So yeah, even if your opponent does block it, right, you have options. But another thing to also consider is you can be doing this and then call an assist, right? So not only are you a moving hitbox, but you also have the privilege of calling your assist. So you can kind of just do whatever, right? Call your assist, try to hit them when they're trying to anti-air you with whether 2H or air to air. They try to air to air you, they got balls. They have balls if they try to air you here. See, I never thought about that. You make me want to pick up GT again. Yeah, this is definitely a good luck and try to catch me move. Granted, there are characters that do have options against this. You know, let me just bring up Vegeta for reference. Great character, one of the top 2 character in the game. Now the question of, well, how much durability does this move have? I actually don't know. I'm gonna use a couple options here with you to see how strong this is, and I feel like this is a very strong thing to discuss because it's super annoying to deal with. So first thing I want to test is 5L. I did that way too late. Okay, so you lose the 5L depending on the angle you hit and when he does it, right? Or you win. Huh, interesting. I guess it depends on where you get hit by the foot, but again, your opponent is more than likely not going to throw out a grounded normal, especially one this slow. So this is more so just a reference to see how much priority the move has. And on top of that, I'm pretty sure the reverse Kamehameha beats legs because it's disjointed, just for the sake of science. Okay, yeah. So reverse disjointed beats them, right, if they try to hit you. So you have that to consider when you're retreating as well. Alright, so an answer your opponent can have for this, just to show you real quick, is a command grab, right? Oh, this is actually mad hard to time. Oh, there we go. Again, your opponent has to know which direction you're going in. So if your opponent tries to do this to you and you decide to, say they jump, right? And you decide to go in, then go out, you're gonna get the hit, right? And you'll be like, oh, I hit you. Let me convert. Whoa, that whip, that was sick. That's right, you do S. Okay. I'm dumb. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so anyways, back to the subject at hand, right? There are answers to this. It is command grab, but again, your opponent has to know where you're going. And if you don't know where you're going, how are they gonna know where you're going? You have the 8 cardinal directions you can use. Actually, you can't go straight. Sorry. You have 7 directions you can go for this. The only one you cannot go is straight up. And again, you're moving hitbox, very difficult to catch. If you decide to go in on your opponent, you can call the assist, right? You can retreat. The only commitment to this is the first one always has to be going forward. Whether it's up forward, forward, or down forward. You always have to go forward on the first one. That's something to consider. So moving on, this is the nitty-gritty of him, of why I say he's space control, because he could just make it super hard and taxing for the opponent to catch him. Backed by assist, this is why you don't play him anchor, so you could kind of just zoom around, you know? You call the assist, and then you just pick up off of it, right? You could pass them, you know, you react that it hits, you super dash, you get the hit, whatever. Anyways, I didn't spend too much time on that. Yeah. His buttons in neutral can be more than traditional. Here's big EX move, right? You have options in the sense of, I guess I should say big moves with great coverage while having to commit. Granted, Vegeta 5M is a spectacular move, but he has to approach himself. GT Goku has somewhat of the similar privilege with power pull, right? When you power pull, you're not putting yourself in a situation where, like, oh, I have to go in and yeah, I could 5M, but if they jump, and that leaves me in a bad spot, right? You can power pull with GT Goku, call an assist, vanish, right? If you have to, it gives you options, right? Of course, his tracking move as well. Characters don't really have tracking moves in this game. Well, everyone has a super dash, I should say, that does track you. But GT Goku has a tracking special. Granted, it's not as good as it used to be. It still gets the job done. You can anti-air it because this is Ki Blast property. Your Zamasu, you can 2H it, but that's Zamasu. That's a rule to the exception, and Janemba can counter. Again, rules to the exception. So again, GT Goku has pretty decent space and screen control with these options that can be 2H, difficult to manage and difficult to deal with. What up, Berserker? You don't have the luxury to mash your auto combo like you do with some other characters. You know, for example, you have UI Goku out here. Big buttons, big auto combo, scary, big coverage. You Vegito, right? Do I play Dokkan? No. Vegito's 5 LLs. Not the best auto combo, but better than GT. And he also has 5M to back it, right? You don't have the luxury of doing auto combo, mashing auto combo. You have other options, the EX or power pull. Of course, you can still 236H, right? Reverse Kamehameha. All great options. And I feel like this needs to be explored more for the GT players that are still out there. If you're wondering if you're a GT player, you have to be ready to know what and where you're planning on hitting your buttons, right? Especially this. You want to know where you're guiding yourself sometimes. I know I said haha memes, if I don't know where I'm going, how do they know where I'm going? Well, you have to know where you're going. You have to be like, oh, I'm zooming in. Oh, I'm going to go in on my third one. I'm going to call my assist. You got hit. That's crazy. You didn't know I was going to go in that time. And then you proceed to get the hit, take them to the corner, and then you run the mix, right? If they block, whatever, etc., etc. And you have to know how to use all his tools. Even, yes, power pull. This is a fantastic mix-up. It's a fake cross-up that GT Goku has. And then you beam, super dash, you get the combo, whatever, right? It's a conversion, whatever. You don't have the luxury of just doing stuff as GT Goku once did. For the most part, outside of this, I feel like this is the caveat, right? The exception to the rule of GT. You have to be a little bit more aware of some of the other moves, especially because this doesn't track as well anymore. And this is no longer as potent as it used to be, right? This is the new EX GT move, right? EX legs. It took GT's spot and Lariat's spot. My man said eat more glue. What up, San? But yeah, like I said, if I could give GT Goku an archetype, it would be space control. Yeah. Or stage control. Kind of a hot take, I think some people would say. But again, you explore the characters and you explore their options. And when you have a almost omnidirectional movement option, you can do it 3 times. And it's very difficult to guess where you're going, where Super Dash is not an answer. I think that's important to keep in mind. Of course, you have to play GT Goku and get used to all these weird, minute situation options that he has. But if you can get there, I think he's strong. Don't run A assist anymore, run B. Oh yeah, space control, screen control, whatever you want to call it. He's on a little bit unorthodox, a little awkward at first, right? Because you have to be used to all the directions, knowing where you want to go, when you want to go sometimes. But he's fun. He's cool. He has some technical combos, right? Like he has this. He has other technical combos besides this. Yes! I got it. I'm OD. Ooh! He has other combos. There's another mid-screen one he has where you do something like this. And then you beam upward or something like that. I think you go down. So yeah, he has a lot of options depending on his confirms. You just have to laugh at him and know what you're doing. I don't remember what you're supposed to do here, so you'll have to forgive me. Oh, I don't remember. But anyways, that's besides the point, right? He has unique combos, unique situations that are only his and his alone. Best position to put him on a team, I would say mid. I feel like GT Goku's best spot to answer your question is mid because you play the point character, you kill the point character, you bring GT in, you have meter, right? You have 2 assists. You can now be annoyed. You're in the position where you no longer have to worry about winning neutral and taking the first character. You're now in the position of, I'm going to annoy my opponent and have them make a mistake. You could just buzz around the screen, right? Call an assist, annoy them, right? If the assist hits, like I said, you convert off of it, whatever. You may not get the best conversion, but any hit is better than no hit. Yeah, you can't do this the entire match. Eventually, your opponent will catch you. One way or another. They will eventually catch you. So you don't do this every single second of every single match. If your opponent shows that they have a way to deal with it, right? Granted that it may not work every time, but you don't want to solely rely your gameplay on this. Don't get me wrong, it's annoying to deal with, hard to catch them. And if you have your double jump, right, you can make it super ambiguous what you're going to do. But it's super negative when you land, right? Well, negative 15 is not that bad. I'll be honest. Especially when you have options and you can do this when you're retreating. It's actually not that bad. So I actually tested my GT Goku theory against garlic bread, who some of you may know. It's very good at the game, right? Does my theory work against garlic bread or not? You'll find out in the GT video coming tomorrow after this video, right? It's gonna be the next video after this GT video. So does it work? Does my idea of 214S work? I don't know. Here's a clip or two to kind of give you an idea of how it goes. Anyways, yeah, look forward to the video to see if my idea for GT Goku works on a capable player. So anyways, pick up GT Goku, try it out, tell me how it goes. If you're someone who likes to be annoying and control the screen, he's for you. You have the small passive. You have the buff of being small. Very nice passive. We need more GT Gokus out there. I think I'm going to start playing him for fun again. And trying to do is just to showcase that it can work. And it could be hard to find an answer for. We need the stock to rise up. Alright, anyways, as always, let me know what characters you want me to do in the description. Obviously, description. In the comments section below. I'll check it out. See whoever gets the most recommendation, and we'll go from there. It's annoying. Split screen control, space control, great movement, small, and he's Goku. He gets the passive hero buff. All right, later, y'all.